Why did you give her everything that I wanted? Because it's what you wanted. If you knew that I wanted it, why didn't you just give it to me when we were together? Because if I gave you everything that you wanted, you wouldn't need me anymore. Why are you treating her so much better than you treated me? Because I knew that's how you wanted to be treated. So you're using everything that I wanted to love bomb the next person? That's one way of putting it, but I learned how to treat other people better by treating you badly. If you learned all that, why can you apply it to our relationship? Because you're a better person than I am. People like you. You're genuine. I can't be any of that. So you left me because I was better than you? Yes, that's one reason. And then I know you were going to eventually outgrow me. Well, did you ever love me? What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of A Narcissist Explains. I am self-aware narcissist Lee Hammock, and I use my platform to raise awareness for narcissistic personality disorder, get more people into therapy, and also in the process of doing all of that, validate the victims and survivors of said disorder. This series is where I just take my TikToks and my YouTube shorts that y'all love so much. You love them, you love them, you love them. And I just make them longer. The one you just watched was a skit I did about real closure from a narcissist. Because so many people, I think that's one of the main things. That's one of the main things that I think when I'm talking to people over Zoom, when I'm doing my one-on-ones and things like that, is that they are looking for closure from narcissistic people or from their toxic relationships or just from their relationships in general. People want to know that they matter. People want to know what a relationship went wrong and things like that. But that's the kind of the catch-22 with a narcissist, because closure from a narcissist. First of all, let me reel it back in real quick. Closure is something that you have to give yourself. You have to close out the relationship in your own mind. No matter how the relationship ended, whether you got rid of them or they discarded you, no matter how the relationship ended, cheating, whatever, closure is something that you have to give to yourself. It just is. You know what I mean? It really is. Closure is something that you have to give to yourself. And once they, like I said, somebody text me, sorry. And once the narcissist knows you need closure, once they know that you are requesting closure from them, they will hold it over your head and not give it to you. Hey, can we meet up? I think we need some closure. You've moved on, they've moved on. You need closure. For what though? Because when you are asking a narcissist for closure, you're literally giving them another opportunity to tell you how you weren't good enough for them, to tell you how you were not enough, to tell you why everything that you did, everything that you tried to do for them, why everything that you sacrificed for them, why it wasn't enough, and they never ask you to do that. Because a lot of times you get into this situation where they'll say that too. They'll open their mouth and say it like, "Hey, I didn't ask you to do that." You're like, "I gave you everything. I did so. I spent $3,000 on your birthday. I bought you some shoes. I bought you a purse. I bought you all this and that." And they're like, "Well, I didn't ask you to do that." But you know, if you didn't do those things, the narcissist will hold that against you. Oh, you don't do anything for me. You never loved me. And people will like, and this is the main thing right here. It's in the past. I'm gonna do another skit about that here in a few minutes. I just inspired myself. Isn't it amazing that you can inspire yourself sometimes? Like, it's in the past is one of the main things I hear from people when they deal with narcissists. Like, because anything that you do for a narcissist that is not right now within this second, within this spectrum of 1 minute, you have a minute. I think the narcissist, like, from the difference between the past and the present is a minute. So anything that you have not done in the last 60 seconds for a narcissist is in the past. I just bought you those shoes yesterday, but that's in the past. Let's focus on the present. Like, that stuff is in the past. You did that. It's in the past though. What about right now? What are we doing right now? What are you doing for me right now? What are you doing to make this relationship work? It's all on you. You see how that works? I said closure. When you ask a narcissist for closure, you really are just giving them another opportunity to hurt you. You are, because they're not going to tell you what you want to hear. If a narcissist really gave you closure, it would look something like that video. Why wasn't I good enough for you? Well, you just wasn't. Nothing you do for me would ever be enough for me. You just you're not who I thought you were. You changed. You became somebody different. Like, our goals don't align anymore. They're gonna tell you they're not gonna sit here and make you feel sweet and cuddly when you go walk away from the table. Like, there was some good closure. You're not ever gonna do that with a real narcissist. It's never going to happen like that. That was some good closure. I'm glad I had this conversation. Typically, it ends in you getting your feelings hurt, or you getting angry, or you end up with more questions than you had before. You end up with more questions than you had before you came to the table. You know what I mean? Before you came to the coffee shop, or the house, or the public park bench, or something like that. The walking trail, the pumpkin patch, wherever you meet at, you will leave there with more questions than when you entered. And I tell that to a lot of people too, because like I think a lot of people get it mixed up and get it confused that like they need to get the person that broke up with them, or the person that they broke up with, is the only person that can give them closure. That's the only person that can get. That's the only person that can make you feel better. It's still the trauma bond. I know the trauma bond. I don't know, yeah, trauma bond. But I know. I know the trauma bond exists, but again, I say this all the time. If you understand the trauma bond and you know it exists, you can break it. So that's I say. Take your power back. You can take your power back. You can have the ability to do all that other good stuff. Just make sure that you give closure to yourself. You know, on the flip side of this, I've said this before as well. If you break up with a narcissist and they ask you for closure, I deserve closure. I deserve a conversation. We've been together for 3 years, and you can't sit down and have a conversation with me. That means you were fake the whole time. That means you never loved me. You never cared for me. You were just a fake person. If a narcissist asks you for closure, it can be two things. It also can dissolve into a situation where you get insulted and feel your feelings hurt more, where you end up feeling like you're not enough again, or the narcissist is trying to get you back. They want you back because if they're begging and pleading you for closure and trying to guilt trip you to get there, saying you never cared about them, that is an indication that they're trying to get you back. They're not ready for this relationship to end. No matter where they are in life, no matter where you are in life, that is an indication that they are trying to continue this relationship. They are trying to kickstart it. They're trying to jumpstart it, get it back pumping. You know what I mean? So that's exactly what that means right there. Because I've been in a situation like that before. I know people come out here, they come at me and try to insult me. My block list, my high from channel list is extremely long. It's crazy that I have over 1 million people that follow me on TikTok, but I've had to block more people on YouTube. That's weird because y'all trying to insult me. I just like, okay, cool. Because you think you come up with these fancy insults where I already know. Like, I've said this stuff. You wouldn't know this stuff if I would have told you, hey, I can tell you a narcissist because of your eyes. You got dark eyes. I can tell you a narcissist because you have... I can tell I'm a narcissist because I have a gap in my teeth. And like, my mama said that all narcissistic men would have a gap in their mouth. Like, motherfucker, shut up. Like, goodness gracious. Like, people are killing me. Trying to insult me. I'm like, no. You look like somebody to make your wife... Somebody told me I look like somebody to make my wife pay half the bills. It was like, you look like a 50-50 type of dude. All y'all narcissists don't got no money. I was like, my wife was a stay-at-home mom. Like, chill, killer. Chill, killer. Back down. Okay, back to the insult. But if a narcissist is asking you for closure, it is to try to get you back. And if they figure and they feel like they can't get you back, they'll start to insult you and make it seem like it was their decision to end their relationship. They'll try to flip the dynamic to protect their egos. You know, they're like, well, I broke up with you then. This is really the end of our relationship right here. I'm ending it. There's no chance we're getting back together. So instead of you breaking up with them, they broke up with you. The dynamic switches to protect their ego, and they can tell people like, I broke up with her, I broke up with him, I left him, and things like that. I broke up with him. Anyways, y'all, thank y'all for tuning into another episode. Hit that turn on notifications so y'all can get notified when I come on this thing. I'm going live more often. You haven't noticed. I'm back live on here more often. I'll be popping up live on you. You only know I'm live. You get on YouTube. Oh, Lee live. Let's get it. Appreciate everybody. Thank you. Peace.